Hello, everybody, and welcome to Naturally Kim's Knitting. I'm Kim, and this is my podcast all about knitting and spinning and some dyeing of yarn, all of which I do right here in my home outside of Lima, Ohio. And I have various people and creatures that live with me here. I have my father in law, Ronald, and I have my dear husband, Randy, and I have my puppy, Ginger. And I have my kitty cat Purdy, and then we have Ronald's cat Tommy. So, anyways, I think that's everybody that's here. Today is February 2nd. Happy Groundhog's Day. I don't know. He's going to see his shadow, but I never really know what that means. I mean, he's going to see his shadow because the sun is so nice and bright. It is very snowy. We got quite a lot of snow, as I know a lot of people did. But anyway, so this is in my notes I put it's February 27th. It's February 2nd, and this is episode 239. Now you can find me online as Naturally Kim's Knitting on YouTube, Blogger, WordPress, and Facebook. And you can find me on Ravelry as NapiersKnits, and then we have our own little podcast group called Naturally Kim's Knitting Podcast Group. And that's where you can enter all kinds of craft-alongs and all kinds of wonderful things. You can also find me on Instagram as knittin_Kim. Excuse me, I'm going to yawn. Oh, it's not you. I didn't get to sleep late. Okay, so right off the top, I'm just going to let you know I am an affiliate with Amazon, Knit Picks, Annie's, American Bible Society, Hobby Lobby, Michaels, Mindwear, and Leisure Arts. And you can find either, excuse me, Ginger's going to bark. There we go. Whenever my father-in-law leaves the room, she has to bark. Anyways, I have web addresses over on the side of my show notes, and then underneath you can find some links to things that are on sale in some of those shops. Now, if you're interested in Knit Picks or Amazon, they're right along the edge of the show notes. Just click on them. Okay. Knit alongs. So this is February 2nd, which means February 1st was yesterday. And I notified everybody, got their, let them know if they were winning or not. If you're not sure, go check your PM. I didn't send out a separate podcast because I've been dealing with migraines this weekend. And it was, for some reason, it's easier for me to sit at the computer. Well, okay. It's easier for me to sit at the computer and type out, congratulations, you're the winners things, because then I copy and paste and just, I know. Yes, I try, I do it new every month, but, it's, every person gets basically the same message. So I'm able to do that with a migraine, but then I laughed because yesterday I woke up and I'm starting moving around, and I told my husband who was working at home, I said, guess what? I don't have a migraine. And it was like the first day in 2 or 3 days that I didn't have any of the migraine symptoms. And I'm sorry, my glasses are so dark, but with the sun reflecting off the snow, which is right out this window here and behind me, it's coming in and it's making my glasses dark. So I'm sorry about that. Okay, so let's see. Knit along. So we finished that one. The February one is open. What do you have to do you ask? Well, for a craft alongs, all you have to do for the finished object craft along, finish an object. Step 1. Step 2, take a picture. Step 3, post all of those onto the Ravelry thread. Step 4, if you have a pattern name, please include it. Scrape my nail. Step 5, you just have to wait to see if I draw your name. Oh, of course, you can do this many times throughout the month. Every time you have a finished object, please enter it there. You might get a chance for a prize. Then along with that, we have our Taiga Hilliard Designs. Oh, I wish I could show you the pattern test I'm working on. It is gorgeous. I'm, yeah, I just really like it. And I hope you guys will too when I am able to show it to you. Um, so that's this month's 2 month knit along. And it's basically the same thing, except you have to do a Taiga Hilliard design. So you would go to her Ravelry store, pick out which pattern you want, and she does have freebies. So look for the freebies. Um, Pick your pattern, knit it up, finish it before the end of this month, and post it all, and you'll be eligible for prizes. Now, for both of these, for the finished object, I do $10, and for the 2 months, I do $15, because I'm figuring 2 months, some things can require a little bit more work, so I do 15. And you have your options of a $15 or $10 or $15, depending on which one it's for, finished objects or the other one, Knit Picks, Amazon, Hobby Lobby, or Michael's gift cards. You could also, I suppose you could you could do a $10 or $15 purchase from any of my affiliates, request those, and I will get those to you. It's just that I would have to have those snail mailed to you as opposed to doing it through email. The other option you have for both these, $10 or $15, you can pick up any pattern, giftable pattern, up to that amount, and I will gift it to you as your prize. I hope that made sense. I'm actually thinking clearly today, so if it's not making sense, it's not anybody's fault but my own. I just can't think straight. I was going to show you guys something today, but I hadn't even opened it yet. So, I may or I may not. Depends on how tough my thumb is. Anyway, so give you a heads up while I'm working stealthily. Oh, and by the way, you have 2 weeks. Usually I give you until the 15th of the month to claim your prize. Hey, I got it open. I got it open. Oh my goodness. I should have opened this. I got it yesterday, and I was going to open it right away. But then I thought, hey, podcast day is tomorrow, so just wait. And I know I usually show things I got it towards the end, but so I've been working with I really shouldn't have done that. I've been working with Shetland wool, and I'm trying to spin up enough to make my husband a sweater, and that's all well and good, but when you spin it and knit it up, it can be a little bit itchy. So my friend at Busy Bees, that's why I said I should rip that up, because it did have Busy Bees on the label, I think. Well, I had what it was. It didn't have Busy Bees. Oh, yes, it is. Busy Bee Fibers. I hope you can see that. And this is Dulce de Leche. And it is a blend of different fibers that is so soft. So when I spin this with the Shetland, it just makes a lovely, lovely fiber. So I've been doing some. I need to do quite a bit for my husband's sweater. But, so that's my spinning news. How about that? I will show you my husband's yarn before I work it up. It has to be washed and all that stuff. Okay, so heads up, March and April. You could do either the cable knit along or the Alasienko knit along, and I have her web address in the show notes. You could do one, you could do both. I don't care. That's fine. Whatever. Those will both be 2-month knit alongs. Then May and June, we're going to do lace knitting or the knitting expat designs. And I have her emails too. So or not emails, web address. So you could look at their patterns, plan what you're wanting, and actually, if you win a prize for a pattern this month, you could even request it. I'll get it to you. Those get to you really fast. Excuse me. I meant to tell you also for the Taiga Hilliard Designs, another option that you have is to get a Taiga Hilliard design pattern. Okay, on my needles, I have something I can't show you. That's my pattern test. But I do have one sock because it's all I've worked on. I'm actually getting close to putting the heel on, but this is my soup kitchen sock. Yes, I wish I knew what the yarn was. Silly me, took it out, divided the yarn into 2 even balls, threw the thing away. You would think after all this time I would remember. But anyways, I've been working on these for a while, and like last weekend we didn't have church at church because snow. But I did work on it while I was watching the service streamed, which when I don't go to church, that's the way I do. That's the way I watch church. Then for somebody very special in my life, and she's a relative, I will tell you that. Because all of you guys are very special, but this one is, yeah. Well, you saw the yarn that I dyed. That beautiful, I think it's just a merino. No. Yeah, I think it's just a merino that I got from Wool to Dye For. And then I used Kool-Aid. I took the yarn, put it all into balls, put lemonade Kool-Aid in because that's yellow, and then I put the balls of yarn in. Okay, so on the outside, they're a brighter yellow. In fact, what remains of my one ball, that's about as bright yellow as they get. But then as you're knitting it up, you can see little areas of bright yellow and some that are almost white. Look at that. Isn't that a beautiful pattern? When my knitting needle this is a Ruana. What I'm wearing is a Ruana, for those who don't know. I made this one out of 3 strands of yarn years ago. And so a Ruana, this one was made in 1 piece. You started, yeah, it's heavy, and my shoulders are quite up to that. This one, I believe I started at the bottom, okay? And you work your way up, and then up here you divide it for the neck, and you have 1 arm and 2 arms. It's not a sweater. It's not a poncho. Ouch. It's a Ruana. This is my comfort cloth. It's my going out to the car wrap. I just wear this. It's actually a sacrifice when I ask my husband to launder it because I know I'm going to be without it for a day or two. But this one is nice and warm. I like the way it drapes. Now, oops. You didn't hear that. The one I'm making for someone special is the Weeping Beach by Elizabeth Beach. And you can kind of see the pattern out of what I'm doing. But I know we're going to deal with glare here. There we go. So there's a picture of it. And then, of course, you have the front 2 sleeves that will go with it, too. And I love this. I think this is so beautiful. Then when you wear it, you can also, the one I'm wearing, I can't because I didn't make the front flaps long enough. But you can flip it over your shoulder, which I still tried to do that with this, but it doesn't work as well. Anyways, that was on my knitting companion. I like my knitting companion. So let's see. So I've got that and the sock that I showed you, and I can't show you the pattern test. And those are the 3 things I'm working on right now. Plus an Advent sock, but I just finished one last night. So, and then I went to wind up another one, and I've never wound up yarn in bed. Okay, I've wound up yarn in bed, but usually I could do it successfully. This one ended up a tangled mess, so I'm going to bring it out here today while I'm bouncing and see if I can get it undone. Well, I told you last week one of my little Advent socks was done, but I didn't have it out here. Well, there it is. And here is my next one. How about that? So I've got 4 done. I need to make 25. So I've got 4 done. That's not bad. My show notes turned off. And I want to make sure I tell you everything. Oh, I did receive something this week. So, okay. I'm going to be having to knit with my yarn in my left hand for a while. And having my left hand do most of the work. I'll tell you why in a few minutes. But so I used to Portuguese knit when I'd have trouble with my hands or my arms. But in the move next door, we lost my Portuguese knitting pin. So I decided to get a necklace. And I love this. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? So, yeah. I purposely wanted to get a necklace because I'm thinking it would be easier to get a necklace on if I only have one arm to use than it would be a pin. So anyways, something else that is on my needles that it's not even knitting with that many colors. It's 2 colors. It's my grandson's sweater. I have to rip it back because I forgot to put the armholes in. So, anyways, I don't have that over here. I was going to spend yesterday and rip it down to where it needs to be. I didn't. Maybe that's a project for today. So let's see. I showed you the finish thing. Okay, so today is February 2nd. And yes, it's Groundhog's Day, but this has always been a day that made me smile. In case you didn't guess, this is my chatty time. When I was in kindergarten, probably 1st grade, used to walk home for lunch. Yeah, it would have been 1st grade. Kindergarten, I came from the other direction. And there was different ways we could walk, but one day I decided to walk down the street that goes right in front of our house. And there was a little dachshund that lived down the street. I don't know that I ever had any dealings with dogs, but I was terrified. This was a little dachshund with little legs, and he was a little overweight. And he started barking at me and running at me, so I just ran all the way home, and I was afraid of dogs from that time. Well, then a friend of my sister's, their poodle had bred with a dachshund. And so they had puppies. And I remember my sister taking me down there one time to look at the puppies, and she asked me which, and I picked the littlest one to hold. And oh, it was so cute. And he was black, she was black, and so soft and everything. Well, my mom and dad got that dog. And they brought her home, and her name was Gigi, and she was born on February 2nd. And so every time Groundhog's Day comes along, it's like, yeah, it's Groundhog's Day, but you know what? It's also our first puppy's birthday. And I was going to say my puppy because I kind of took it over. I gave it a bath when it needed a bath. I walked it. I brushed her. I love that puppy. So ever since then, whenever I could, we've had a dog in our life. What's funny is the thing that made me afraid of dogs was a bark. And yet I've got like the noisiest dog, I think, anywhere around. Something else I wanted to share with you. Oh, I wanted to share something else I got. And if she watches, she's going to get a thank you right now. My sister, sometime last year, before everything shut down and everything, she had come up because her son was writing paper on the Celts. And she knew that I had quite a few books on the Celts. So I sent them home with her. And after he did this report and everything, she sent them back, and she put some some samples, I don't know how she got them, from August, an Uncommon Tea. And one of the flavors, well, I will show you in a second, because she told me to expect a package. So this came in the mail, and I told my husband, I don't remember ordering anything. And I opened it up, and, oh, because it said on the label, August House. Now, I didn't look on further down. There was my name, but then underneath my name, it had my sister's name. So then I realized this came from my sister, and this is top 10, the top 10 of their teas. Yeah, your tea adventure awaits. But it's August Uncommon Tea. I've got one that's back there by my tea maker because that's what I was just drinking. But I have an organic green tea with vanilla and cardamom, actual cardamom seeds or pods. Then I have a black tea with bourbon and burnt sugar notes. I haven't tried it yet. It'll be cool. Then this is the one that this is what got her thinking about it, I think, because this is a rich black tea with hazelnut and chocolate. And when I finished the package, I sent her a text saying, oh, my tea, it's gone. This, well, for me, this is so delicious. I love hazelnut with chocolate. That's like my flavor. Chobani has a flip that's chocolate haze craze. And our grocery store didn't carry it for a while. I could only get it in California. All at once, my husband's bringing home Chobani chocolate haze craze, and oh, I love it. Anyways, I also have Dark Iris, which is a rich oolong with peach, pistachio, and lime. Then I have Metropolitan, which is a vibrant black tea with bergamot, plum, and clove. Sounds interesting. Biarritz. Oh, this is what I'm drinking right now. Velvety. I must have had another package left from when my sister gave me the samples. Anyways, Velvety Rooibos with amaretto and orange blossom. And I didn't think I would like that because I'm not a big orange blossom fan in tea. Years ago, the Republic of Tea used to sell what was called rainforest tea, and just the smell of it. If I was getting a headache, I would make myself a pot of that tea, and sometimes I would just sit there and breathe it in, but drinking it was also so good, but they stopped selling it. Well, this tastes very much like it. So I've told my husband there's a couple teas from here I'll have to get. Then they have Cabaret. Ooh, a malty black tea with chocolate and dark cherry. I like my chocolate-covered cherries, so hey. My daughter got me a box of chocolate-covered cherries for Christmas, which she used to always do every Christmas. And so when I opened them, it took me back to when she was growing up. Sorry. I get distracted. Silencio. This is a spicy black tea with pineapple and tobacco notes. Huh. It's weird because I like the smell of tobacco, but I never thought about drinking it. It actually has Assam tea, South Indian black tea, cacao shell, black pepper, dried pineapple, and flavorings. They also tell you at the bottom, like there's a one, that one's a strong black tea. Then we have a blended black tea. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I didn't read the total label. Leather bound. Oh, a rich organic black tea with dark cocoa and caraway, and it's a strong black tea. Then the very last one in the box, if I can get it out, is Painted Desert. It's an adventurous black tea. It has crisp black tea with chili and chocolate. That'll be good when I'm hurting because chili is the main ingredient. I can never say it. It helps with pain. Okay, so getting back to, I just wanted to share this because this was something I received this week. And if Kelly is watching, I thank you very much. She knows what her sister likes. I love my teas. And I never heard of August Uncommon Teas until then. So, very pleased. Very, very pleased. They even tell you how to brewing it. Okay, health. Because I wanted to share with you. You guys have been on my trip with me. First of all, I went to my oncologist last week, and they had part of going through breast cancer is they do something called an oncotype, okay? And it comes back and it tells you a number of, I guess it's your odds or whatever, of recurrence. Then they tell you a distant recurrent risk at 9 years. And then they tell you, you know, would it actually benefit you to have chemotherapy? Okay, well, my recurrence score, I asked the doctor, I said, so is this good? It was a 4. She goes, well, yes. She goes, average is 25. She goes, so you have a very low score. So the chances of this recurring are very slim. Then at 9 years, I have a 3% chance of it recurring. And then, would chemo have helped me? Less than 1%. I told my husband, I should frame this. So I saw my oncologist. She's very, very nice. I really like her. Next week I see the radiologist. It's where we actually get things going that way. So things are moving along, but I'm doing very well. I thank you for your prayers. Now, that's that area. I may have told you this. I don't know, because this happened 2 Thursdays ago. I I think I probably told you. It wouldn't have made sense that I didn't. I need to have my shoulder replacement replaced. So it's funny because I see my oncologist in 3 months, and she's going to put off me taking, you have to take an anti hormone pill. Because hormones are what can encourage cancers to grow. So she said, okay, we're going to put that off till after you have the surgery. Well, the day after I see her the next time, I have my, I meet with my, I have my CAT scan. I said, well, then we know that's going to be after that till I have my surgery. But that's okay. But then, since we've already met our deductible, a recurring thing with me is I have lower back pain. If you were to see me stand up, my mom and my sister always said, Kimmy, you've got your own built-in shelf, because my back comes down, and not quite that sharp, but you know. So I had lower back pains for as long as I can remember. When I was in marching band, it was bad. Anytime I go to walk very far, between my feet hurting and my back, that hurts a lot. Can't think what else. Well, just life in general can make it hurt. Exercise hurts it, but I've had it so long, I'm not gonna stop doing things. But a couple years ago, I had some nerves burnt, and it helped. Last year, because I didn't meet my deductible, I did not want to spend all the money to have that done. Well, thanks to the necessary surgery I had this year, my deductible should be met. So my husband goes, you need to go have that done. So I saw them yesterday. I just keep thinking, I want to get the radiation done, get my shoulder replacement done, get this nerves taken care of. Then when I go out to California the next time to see my sweet daughter and her babies, they would cringe if they heard me call them babies. I won't be in so much pain. That's the goal. Well, it looks like my puppy is telling me that I should be going because she wants to go for a walk out in the snow. So anyways, I'll go now, but I just wanted to share the news with you and show you what I've been doing and everything. I hope you have a great, great week. Let me see if I can get my little girl in there. I hope you have a great, great week. And she does not like being on camera. And I hope that all your craftiness is successful. I hope you don't make any mistakes. But if you do, I hope they're little ones that are easy to correct. Big hugs. I love you all. God bless you and take care. Bye bye.